Is the translation that I'm using okay? Well, probably. There are lots of different translations of Scripture out there. Some that have been around for hundreds of years, like the King James Version. What's important is that you find one that you can easily read and relate to. If you're buying a new Bible, it's a good idea to find one that has been translated by a group of scholars as opposed to one person individually. The NIV, the New Living Translation, is one that is used widely. In Anglican churches, the New Revised Standard Version is one that is used a lot. You know, today we have a lot of confidence in our translations from the original languages into English. Though you'll still find footnotes in your scripture pages where the translator lets you know the different translations of that particular word or verse, or the sources that that verse came from. Today, if you take someone's idea and you call it your own, you can be fined for something called plagiarism. But in the ancient world, in the context of when Scripture was written, it was considered a compliment for a student to write the name of their teacher at the bottom of their work. You know, when we're looking at Scripture and thinking about who the author is, it's important to remember the early times when the Scripture was put together, when it was decided upon which writings were going to be put into what became known as the Bible or the canon. The early church decided what was important was to have first-hand experiences from either apostles or those who knew them. They looked at the various writings that were circulating in the church that already had authority and brought those into what we know to be the Bible. So why is my neighbor's Bible bigger than mine? Maybe it contains something called the Apocrypha. These are writings that the Anglican Church does not consider to be scripture. Though they are good, we can learn things about being a good person in them. These were clearly written before the ministry of Jesus Christ. Some contain proverbs or wise stories. If you're looking to buy a new Bible, it is not important that it contains the Apocrypha. There are some 66 books contained within the binding of Scripture. And there's all kinds of different literary styles: poetry, parables, genealogy, history. When Jesus uses a parable to help us understand a spiritual truth, that parable itself may not be real. But when Israel is reflecting on their history and how God was involved in their history, they are speaking of particular events in time when God did specific things.